One thing Bane has, Lion doesn't, is the save. Like, you can make some nightmare plays with the save. Lion can't do that. Lion packs a bit more of a punch, though. It has that burst potential with Finger. So just, you know, same idea, just slightly different in how they play out.
Yeah.
Thing is, they still have 3 more heroes to pick that could have that burst damage, so you don't need it all in one hero.
That's true. I like having ways to deal with BKB as well. Obviously, grip goes through it. It's good lockdown for that. Love to see it. If this gyro is going, well, yeah, it is going carry. I can't play support. I mean, maybe they throw it off lane. Like we've seen Raging Potato play weirder stuff in the off lane. They can put gyro there if they really want to.
Yeah.
Okay,
interesting.
Yeah, assuming it's a carry, you know, you want to keep people in place for him to just go to town and click and kill and stuff. So I like Bane for that.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh,
That's Mars.
Mars is a nice pick though.
5 seconds remaining.
Obviously, IO, when you're running a draft like that, it means that at least 2 heroes are sticking very close together. And Mars is very good at keeping the, you know, locking them down and killing them. You want some hero that can blink in and disrupt the supports and kill them, because they have 2 backline supports that don't want to be jumped. And Mars gives you that, and they have a lot of damage to kill whoever is inside of the arena as well. Like a Death Prophet running through a fight with an Exorcism and everyone's just trapped in an arena, like you're dying. That's a lot of death. It's like similar to the way the Shrek functions with Mars.
10 seconds.
Well, Hoodwink is hiding behind that Mars shield there.
Somewhere.
I promise she was actually picked. She is just hiding behind there. But
They can't see that net.
Sorry.
They
Oh,
can't
that's
see
true.
that.
Yeah. I forgot that we have something completely different. Now I feel like an idiot. I already felt like an idiot. There was a question and now you just made me forget it.
It's okay, I can give you a new point to talk about.
Oh,
I think
cool.
Queen of
Thanks,
Pain is a really great mid matchup to Death Prophet. They showed, they didn't show both supports on Execration. They showed an off lane potential carry, and then DP can flex either to 5 or mid here. I think they should put it 5 now because Queen of Pain's been shown. Queen just rips DP.
Okay. And so then what would you like to see that can stand the chance up against Queen?
Time for Lena?
I was going to say Lena!
Well, Lena! Hell yeah! And Lena's really nice in general because like when you have Mars Arena protecting you from like gyro flat cannon and stuff, you can really just like her range is so long, she's able to just output damage and like she can scale with these carries like gyro.
And even Tiny's like a frontline core as well, so like having some kind of Lena that just kind of sits back does feel pretty nice.
Yeah, I wonder if is Puck banned, because they banned DK, so maybe that's what they're saying that they want.
Well,
probably SMG ban one of those two, the Puck or the Lena, but
which one would you guys rather come up against?
From SMG, I'd probably rather play against Lena because Lena's killable. Puck is very annoying. They don't really have any. I think the Puck Quap matchup is fine and it's skill based and stuff, but they do lack a lot of hard lockdown. Like outside of grip, they have no stuns.
Well, they banned the Bat Rider instead, and is that something that you would predict them to ban?
I don't really know the Bat matchup against Quap, I'll be real.
Okay. Puck is picked up, like you guys said.
Ooh, Leshrac. So they get that kind of secondary IO partner to maybe play with the IO kind of in the early to mid game. And then we can have that kind of gyro kind of take over later on. But this is a Moon classic. He loves playing the mid Leshrac. They're going all over the place with these roles. Mid one's playing Quap, Raging Potato's playing gyro.
This is what I'm saying.
Right.
This team, Raging Potato takes anything, man.
Hell yeah.
He's like, just pick stuff you feel like you like, and if it turns out to not be good, I'll take it. Meepo offlane, I'm sure we'll see that at some point in the season with the way this man goes. He'll take it all.
Look, they got what they liked, but 2 things I like is Mike and John, and they're going to be joining us yet again. And Mike, look, I saw you guys having a little bit of a tiff on Twitter over there, but I want to check in. Are you guys okay? You guys okay? Love is squirrel?
We're okay. We're not okay. No, we're not okay, John. We're not okay. Fog's trying to get in the middle of this duo of ours, and I've recently found out John has been disloyal. He's been seeing someone behind my back, so I'm pretty upset. And I'd like to challenge Fog officially to a mud wrestling match to decide who does get JohnXfire. So
mud wrestling
Fog
match?
is out there watching mud wrestling, absolutely. Get some mud wrestling going between me and Fog.
I'd pay to see that.
JohnXfire.
There is going to be a paywall, but it will happen. But, you know, we're looking forward to that. But something else we're looking forward to is hearing your thoughts and opinions on these draft. If you want to start, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know about this Raging Potato offlane gyrocopter. You know, I've seen some really weird picks from Raging Potato. Couldn't help but notice at the end of the draft he just started running off, so I assume he's already stressed. Just needs a quick cigarette before the game gets started. Yeah, I don't know about this. I feel like Execration's just outright got the better draft in this one.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think we have a tendency to underestimate Execration as well. This is a team that beat Polaris in BTS Pro Series, that took a game off T1. I think they can do it up against SMG, and SMG, Ninja Bogey's not in Malaysia yet, so that's going to be a factor for them integrating here as well.
Well, quickly, one team. Who do you guys think is going to get the first tower?
Leshrac.
What?
SMG.
Okay.
I'll go SMG as well.
Alrighty, well, I'll leave that question to you guys as well, Mike and John, as we head into game 1 between SMG and Execration.
Thank you very much, Nat. It is MLP Dota, and I don't even know what to say to you, JohnXfire. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is an exciting one. You know, I think we didn't get to see much of the new SMG, right? We saw a little of them in Pro Series. Unfortunately, you know, mid one was a bit sick, and Ninja Bogey was having internet issues. We saw him again today. He's in a shop, so that's telling us something there. I'm keen to see if SMG can pull off the same performances from season 1, Tour 1, but I think Execration's just not a team you look down on. Because you've got Palos back in Execration. You've got Tino. Last time before Boom, he was playing a great offlane for Execration. So I think this is really comfy for Tino. And this is a team that I think everyone's going to have to watch out for. This is one of the dark horses. If you can beat Polaris 2-1, then you've got something going for you here.
Certainly so. I mean, it's a big game for both these teams, Jonathan. I think it's going to be a pretty hype matchup. I mean, this one should be very, very close between these two. Because I did go the way of Execration's draft, John. I don't remember or recall you really going into detail. Do you agree with this offlane gyro?
No, I think Raging has a bit too much fun in choosing his offlane. Now, mind you, it's IO plus gyro, so you can go magical gyro offlane with spell amp. It sounds devastating, but he tried Jakiro last time. That didn't work.
Here we go, Raging in trouble. It's off to a pretty bad start for him, as he is going to have the tree toss thrown at him. And eventually they are going to be able to secure first blood for Bob here on this puck. And you couldn't have asked for a better start for Execration.
Oh yeah, I mean, giving that gold onto Bob, and we talk about this every single time on Bob's teams, he's either Bob the Builder or Bob the Wrecker, right? And you give him a start like that, allow him to just build up, get the early bottle, control runes really fast, and as we've heard panel as well, rune control is really important for both of these mids. Moon and Bob will want to set the pacing for both sides. It is still a pretty strong lane for Moon. Bob can dodge once he does have the phase shift, but the wave clear of Leshrac feels a lot better, so I can expect Moon to get that CS going a lot easier. Still, if the rotations do come in from Execration, they should be able to stabilize Bob's lane down line, especially at the 4 and 6 minute mark.
Yeah. Top lane Ninja Bogey's taking a hell of a lot of damage here on this Bane, and it's one of those things against the Hoodwink Mars combo. It's a very devastating kind of combo to have to go against. Naturally, you can mess up some trees here and there, but I think if you have a nice bushwhack here from Shanks, Spear is very, very easily allocated to Ninja Boogie from Tino. Of course, we should talk about that bot lane as well, though. Raging and Arthur against Vincenzo and Palos. You talked about this magic gyro build, Jonathan. Do you actually think that's the way we're going?
I'd say so. I don't see any other way of playing a really fast gyrocopter from the off other than amping up your magic damage. So you go for an aggressive rocket barrage homing missile build that we're seeing out from Raging. No overcharge yet. If you did have the overcharge, you might be able to rip through Palos a lot faster. And you just kind of play this way. Play with a sustain, play with a burst damage that eventually comes up. I think it's just a matter of patience. Now, one issue here is that you've got a big playmaker like Afu on the Eye. We saw that with Hyde as well when we saw Talon earlier. So it looks like, you know, even if you're a more active sort of 4, you can adjust a very aggressive IO, but we still need to see that from Afu. We're much more used to his Shakers and Earth Spirits, as the panel pointed out.
Oh, absolutely. So a bit of farming to go on here for this bot lane. The top lane, it feels like with that's where all the action may happen, though. For now, they are going to have to wait for some levels to come up before they do get too active. Mid one Quap as well, John. It's something the panel was a bit shocked to see, and there's a lot of switches with the positions here of these heroes. We have seen mid one play some Quap, though, and POS 1 Quap has been a bit more popular. How do you feel about that?
it holds steady in this lane. You know, you're not going to be pressured too hard by Mars. You've always got the Blink to play with down the line. Midwin's just pocketing his level 1. You have a really good defensive support in that Bane for Ninja Bogey. The scaling's really the one thing that is a bit different, and there's so many ways to go with the reworked Orchid. The changes to Null kind of make it a little weirder to burst heroes down, like Puck and Quap are probably the 2 heroes that hate the Null change. They don't really have mana issues. They really like that spell amp, so you're not going to have that overwhelming start on the Quap. A little bit harder to clear out lanes, and I think that's just going to impact Midwin a little bit more. You know, it makes flash farming a little bit more painful. I'm really just interested to see what he goes for. Orchid is, again, amps up the right-click damage a little bit, but you miss out on all the int you used to get. Oh, Midwin.
Oh, in a bit of trouble here. Midwin gonna get salved up there by Ninja Boogie, and he's gonna be able to survive for now. The day is saved here for the Quap, but things are getting rather aggressive here from Execration, and it just goes back to the offlane duo. It's just a very potent kind of duo if you do get caught out. Plenty of damage, plenty of control. Still, no... Well, there has been a first blood drawn, John, but no kill after that. Mid lane, though, Moon's getting very low here thanks to Bob, and Bob might go for a dive. Waning Rift is out. Orb is going to connect. Moon, he is going to go down. Bob finding a solo kill on the Puck. That's another... I don't want to say great start, John. They've already had a great start, but that's a great follow-up to the great start.
Yeah, and it's not something you necessarily expect. We talked about it, but it feels like the Leshrac should be able to just play it safe, clear out the creep wave, just dodge the Puck spells if you have vision, and keep a farming game up. You know, you can't really harass out the Puck. Bob sees that opportunity to jump in and just gets work done. So you've already got that snowball start from mid, and we've heard, especially in Execration side, the emphasis is on keeping Moon down. Bob's certainly getting that job done for them.
Yeah, certainly so. For now, things will slow down just a little bit. That top lane, very, very dangerous. And you see, they just don't feel safe. Like Midwin, while he's finding the CS, he understands how much danger he can be in at any moment. Ninja Boogie just trying to frontline for him and buy him that space. Bot lane, Raging Potato went for a bit of a dive here with Arfu, but it looks like they are going to be just fine as Vincenzo does zone them out away from Palos. And again, you can get so much damage off with that Rocket Barrage if you get close enough, so it's like Raging trying to get a little bit cheeky there on the gyro, just trying to get aggressive as possible. And I suppose with this kind of offlane gyrocopter pick, you've got to make it worth as much as possible early on, because later on it may not transition. Though speaking of the devil, Vincenzo, he'll move in again onto Raging Potato. Bit of damage up, but nothing to write home about.
He sees that opportunity with Afu TPing mid just to give a little bit more regen for Moon. We are seeing that emphasis now to recover that lane, although up top...
Shanks trying to get aggressive. Ninja Boogie, though, will have the Nightmare, and he'll be just fine. It's like Tino did not have the Spear off cooldown to throw out, so he'll have to let the Bane go. So won't bother wasting his time to try and fight this one out. Still props the mid one, top of the CS board in that Quap, and as dangerous as this duo can be, he has done pretty well in controlling them. Still finding that farm he needs in the POS 1 Quap. Everything's still going quite smoothly for SMG, even though they did have a bit of a bad start. Well, Arfu and Vincenzo gonna kind of fight over these stacks. So Arfu will be able to get it off, and now they're onto the Puck, but Bob is still very healthy. So they aren't gonna really be able to go ahead and finish that one off. Bob gonna fight the Haste Rune, and oh, Shanks, no, he's not gonna be able to try and save. In fact, Ninja Boogie is gonna get taken down, trying to secure that Power Rune, but now Moon will move in and take Shanks' life. So 1 for 1. Both mid laners taking 1 kill for their own, but you do find the Haste Rune goes the way of Bob.
And just the power runes are so important, especially for Moon to look for those side lane rotations. He's just held in mid. He has to have Afu around to help recover the lane. They're dragging Ninja Bogey as well for the bottle refill, so your side lanes are pretty exposed, which works out for our Quaps, who, you know, mid one's still not under pressure. But you can expect Raging to be in a spot of trouble if he's not careful.
Palos gonna move in. Avalanche toss should be there. Back into Shanks, into the bushwhack. Mid-air, Raging is still dropping. But there's your Io to save the day. Arfu gonna buy a bit of time here for Raging Potato, and that's gonna be enough. Io just proving to be so powerful, even without any regen going. Raging Potato gonna be able to go to the fountain and get himself a reset.
He managed to save the day, but that will leave a lot of space out for Palos. At least one free wave coming up for him. The Tiny has been a little bit behind the Quap, but not by much. And that's a scary prospect. Tiny scales a lot faster. The mid-game impact of a Quap with a couple of items does feel stronger in comparison to Tiny, who will need Echo Saber, Silver Edge, Shard, lots more gold, whereas a Quap could get away with maybe a Kaya Sanj much quicker. So we'll have to see if Mid-1 can hit that item spike a lot faster and how active he'll want to be in this game. Because for sure, SMG's lineup feels like it wants to be in control by 15 minutes. And as we heard Mid-1, they just kind of want to run in and play some crazy Dota here.
Yeah, certainly so. His line's been drawn out in the mid lane. I'm not sure what they're going to get done, but perhaps a bit of a group up here for SMG. Ninja Boogie actually going to TP top because there is some trouble here for Mid-1. Can you save the day though? Not quite. Mid-1 is going to drop, still raging. We'll turn around and try to go onto Tino, and they might find a decent trade for themselves. It's Tino still taking through the damage. He's going to drop the arena, but does eventually go down. The arena not going to mean too much now as Bob will be forced to just orb himself out of there, but Moon's on the chase. In fact, a bit of a juke here from Bob going back towards the north, trying to avoid going into that Leshrac as Moon is still on the chase. The homing missile is going to fly out onto Bob, but he will orb further towards the east. But now Mid-1's here. Do you have the damage output? I don't think so. So Bob with the quick TP will make it out. Still, I'd suppose that was a decent team fight for Execration, considering they do find the pos 1 of SMG.
They find a pause when they drag 5 heroes top there, Mike. So bot lane still completely free for Palos. They can try to transition to a push. They're checking for some stacks. Moon's not even going to stay around for that, although his TP gets cancelled. Could be benefit, at least clear out a camp. But I love that forced movement out from Execration. They're just making SMG play this way.
Yeah, Moon going to man up a little bit there, but does eventually back off. You'll love the little tumblers toy he's got as well for himself. Just another kind of perfect item here for the Leshrac. Little bounce plus the extra mana pool always feels very nice for a hero like this. So far though, I mean, you look at that net worth lead here for Execration, John. Just 1k, but 2 cores on the top of the net worth board, and that will be Bob. And of course Tino, or rather Palos, excuse me. Things could get a little bit scary as time goes on, John. It doesn't feel like SMG have the kind of draft that can scale into a Tiny later on. Though I say that, raging. Homing missile will be there into the call down and the relocate. They might have Palos, but he gets the avalanche off in time. It just won't matter. He is going to go down, and now Vincenzo to be the second. He'll get rushed down here by Moon, and they'll find a secondary hero. Shanks, all he can do is hide in the tree line. In fact, are they going to try and go into raging? Bob's shown up. Leshrac does not connect, however. So nothing goes right here for the side of Execration down to the bot lane. And everyone's just fine.
No goal for you.
Armor, but he doesn't have that much magic resist without the item buildup, especially without the MLP. So we need to see SMG just rinse and repeat, constantly play around with that when they do have relocate up, and still build that steady farm up for Mid-1. He is going for the Orchid build-up. So again, more ways to control the side of Execration if they're not ready. For the side of Execration, it's a matter of patience here, right? Echo Saber still has to come out from Palos, build up into Silver Edge, build up into Ag Shard. And their lineup is slightly slower because of that. Most of their momentum will have to come true from Bob and Tino here.
Bot lane. Bob, a little bit cheeky here with the Spain. He's going to orb away again, but the homing missile is going to follow him down, but be able to phase shift that one off. SMG not looking to rush anything right now, just again securing that farm, getting that XP up. You can always relocate with Moon and Arfu, so you're not too concerned about trying to force anything right now, but rather hoping Execration tries to force something. They're not interested either though. They'll sit back and relax for a bit. Again, the pressure has been mostly applied to the mid lane here from SMG as they really want that tier 1 mid tower if they can. They do have a Leshrac after all, but Execration just constantly keeping a few heroes around just to make sure it does remain safe. And now with this timing of the Echo Saber on Palos, maybe he can start to get involved a little bit with his team.
You could. I think you'd still ideally just farm. You don't really have burst damage with level 1 toss left in. Your priority is still on farming as this hero in comparison to a Pop who wants to run a Ninja Boogie.
Yeah, Bushwhack's off the mark. There's the Fiend's Grip out, but they've got the silence to make sure he cannot continue. Still, the cavalry is incoming here from SMG as the relocate is out from Moon and Arfu. Meanwhile, Tino, he actually got Mid-1. Top lane, mid one has dropped. Still the side of SMG rushing Palos and Vincenzo, and it's so much damage flying out from Raging Potato. Still, they will continue to try and chase them down. In fact, now Execration with the turnaround. Do take down Ninja Boogie. Raging Potato, he'll be the third target to drop. And it seems as though Arfu and Moon just left the building. They went into the mid-tier 1 tower instead, and they'll be able to take that.
Radiant's middle
They
tower
find
has
something for
fallen.
their trouble. Issue is you still have the Dream Coil from Bob, so they can still choose to re-engage, but that is a big objective to take. That will allow SMG to invade that jungle a bit, to contest the triangle farm that Palace wants to find. And as you mentioned, Mike, you have the Lesh, you want to take those objectives fast. If they take the big one early, Execration can't really commit for a push yet, especially since they don't have Exo up on Vincenzo. So their push progress is a lot slower. Moon just changes lanes, finds another tier 1 bot, no defense coming out from Execration. And in a way, they're also buying out space for mid 1, although he did die top, and you are still getting that build up. Most of your resources are getting poured out onto Moon, which makes sense. He will snowball you for the first 15 to 20 minutes of the game, maybe up to 25-30. But again, there's a bit of a timer there. So I think for SMG, they have to keep that pace up. Be careful about the overextensions, because if you feed a Tiny up, we've seen it for a long time now, Michael. Late game Tiny, EHP is ridiculous. You don't have the physical damage in this lineup to deal with it. You might have the magical damage, but that doesn't scale as well.
I do appreciate the moves we've been seeing from Arfu and Moon, by the way, John. I mean, I know I'm going back to that previous fight again, but the relocate, it felt kind of weird at the time, but he's been able to clear out both the mid and bottom tier 1 towers, so maybe recognizing the team fight was never just going to go their way. Just going after those objectives that are more important, quite frankly, for SMG, and you've got to appreciate that decision-making in the heat of the moment.
Radiant's top tower is
Moon
under
currently
attack.
top of the net worth board in this slash track and doing a great job of it. We'll just continue clearing out waves across the map.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Execration. Just sitting back, relaxing, allowing Palos that time. Silver Edge, or rather Shadowblade, will be coming out very soon for this Tiny, so that might be around that time you want to get moving, but he's even got the chance queued up. Never mind that though. Top lane, Fiend's Grip is out onto the Mars. Moon will move in, and that'll be Tino's life gone. And that should be another tier 1 tower to drop here thanks to Moon on the left track.
Just play with a push, hit and run. Name of the game here for SMG. Execration can't really force a fight back without that arena. So they find the right target they need, and they're still pressuring around the map.
Yeah, I mean, Moon's looking for a bit more here down at bot lane, but there's some action at top lane as well. Everyone's just got a little bit of action now as Ninja Boogie has tried to move in with a Nightmare. Dream Coil is out from Bob to lock down the Gyrocopter, but you're still going to lose Vincenzo. At the very least, they do get Ninja Boogie as a trade. Raging, he doesn't want to keep going. He needs to run. Shanks is here with the Bushwhack, but a Sonic Wave is out, but it won't help. It won't help too much as now mid 1. He's been silenced up, and there's Tino with the Arena Spear out, but Moon, he's coming from the side, but is he a bit too late? It does seem like it. Execration might be able to clean up here as Moon. He's just going to try and back off here with Arfu, and he does. They'll let them run. But Execration, they end up coming out on top once again for this team fight.
I appreciate that discipline from Execration to back off as well. I mean, it's an IO Lesh. There's a lot of regen, a lot of damage that Afu can use on Moon to enable him. And they play really safe, which is fair, because we've seen that Lesh Rack just overtake before. I think Execration understands. They just need to be a bit patient this game.
Oh, nice save there from Afu. Ninja Boogie gets another chance at life as the homing missile gonna land from Raging Potato. That's some very nice synergy there from SMG. Allowing the homing missile to guaranteed connect there thanks to the Nightmare. That's a massive kill onto Bob.
That's the momentum setter they needed to kill off, preventing that build-up on the puck. He wants to be super slippery this game. He's trying to go for that Blink Dagger. He already has Witchblade. We talked about the scaling potential for both sides a bit, but I feel like Puck has a lot more scaling in now. I mean, we've seen it in Pro Series, I think, Mike, where Revenant's Brooch plus E-Blade is pretty ridiculous for Puck, so that is something you could look for down the line for Bomb, but of course they've got to survive, and Vincenzo.
Yeah, nice Fiend's Grip here from Ninja Boogie. Catching out the DP, but Vincenzo, no, he won't be able to survive, but Tino was trying to help out. Moon now needs a way out. Bushwhack is there, but a nice relocate again from Arfu. And in the end, SMG will be able to disengage, it seems, though Bob is still going to keep moving and does have a Dream Coil available, but won't bother throwing it out. Instead, they'll just try to focus down Arfu. They'll at least be able to find themselves an IO kill.
Yep, not the biggest kill. Good save coming out from Afu to ensure their win condition stay alive. You know, Moon is just safe. They are still playing poking tag here, but it doesn't feel like they've got enough burst damage to really deal with the side of Execration at the moment without Moon. So SMG still in a really good spot in this game, ahead in objectives, and if they keep punishing Bob, I think that's how you kind of reel in that momentum. You do still have to worry about Palos finding farm. He's the number 2 core right now, right behind Alesh, exactly in the spot where you want that Tiny to be. He's got the shard up. He is going for a blink this game, so I think he realizes some gap close is necessary to follow through with the puck and the Mars coming in. But this Tiny is just getting bigger and bigger. Again, towards the late game, grow level 3, Shadow Blade into Silver Edge down the line. I don't know if you're going to have enough magical burst on hand, even with Alesh into the late game.
Bot lane. Raging Potato just currently right next to Shanks. They don't know yet, but now he should see him. With the homing missile out and the rocket barrage, it's a very painful experience for Shanks, who's still being chased down. Shanks takes the stun. He doesn't take it in time. He's going to die to the rocket barrage. They do find Raging Potato, but now Tino, he's been trapped up and completely surrounded. They won't even need the stun. Moon will take him down. A 2-for-1 trade in the favor of SMG. Top lane as well. A relocate is coming as Ninja Boogie. He needs some help. Vincenzo still going. Ninja, though, he is not going to die. Quick rotations from SMG will mean they are able to help their support and claim another life. And Moon, he will head down bot once again with Arfu. They'll keep the pressure going.
They want that tier 2, but Bob?
Coil's there. He'll snap it straight away. He's fine for now, but Palos, he'll come in with a big avalanche. Big swings with that tree. And Mern, he should drop here surely. And he does. Arfu could not keep him alive this time. And it seems like he is set to fall himself, though. A nice tether away. Onto Raging. Will mean he will make it out. But they just got a huge target in the left rack.
And that's massive. That's such a big kill to give away. Onto Palos of all people. So Tiny's really just going to be scaling up from this point. And the net worth gap between them is negligible at 900 gold as well. So for SMG, it feels like one of those things that we saw in the Talon game, right? Once you see relocate committed, that gives you a massive opening on the side of Execration. Knowing the save is gone, you can fully commit for that one big 4. Still, they are keeping that bot lane shoved in. We are seeing Shanks again being chased by the shard missile, and he will take the stun this time. You can see how much damage that is. You don't just run away from it, man. You gotta just take it, because the rocket barrage is painful.
Here we go again. Vincenzo's going to experience it now. Run, Vincenzo. Moon is right behind him. You've got to take the stun eventually. Bob's going to try and help out Tino. He's in, but he's not connected with the spear. And now the Fiend's Grip is there from Ninja Boogie. Moon to pick up another. That might be a tier 2 mid tower to come, John, as they've got a siege creep as well as a creep wave. And Diabolic Edict there from Moon. It's not too hard to take out this tier 2.
Nah, not the most difficult target. They are down to grip, so Bob could try to play in and out if he wants to. They're trying to stall that as much as possible in Execration, but they don't have the bodies here for the defense. They're just trying to get farm where they can. Palos has all the room up top to get that done. And as long as no TPs come in, he should be fine, but they are coming in now.
Palos would be a huge target, but the TP away is not going to be there. Ninja Boogie, he's in range for the Nightmare, and you can thank the Keen Optic for that one, John. Ninja Boogie getting a little bit lucky with that neutral item. Mid lane. The relocate back. Moon going to try and protect Arfu, but the silence was there. Arfu still surviving, still alive, still running away. The tether's out of mid one. He gets a double kill with the Sonic Wave. And somehow Arfu is still breathing. They'll be back into the tier 2 tower now, but mid one, he wants the kills. He'll leave Tino B. He'll go after the tier 2 tower. And they've got it. No problems here for SMG.
Really good jump in coming out from mid one. Using that Orchid really well. He managed to lock in Bob and just get the damage off. So no defensive items up on our puck. It's a really hard game to play up against the silences and all the control SMG can try to stack up. For Execration, I think the key thing now is to try to try to find a farm. You have faith in your Tiny onto the late game. You just build up onto that Shadow Blade, get the BKB, go into the Silver Edge, and try to just be patient. They will go for the smoke play now, I think, realizing that, you know, no Sonic Wave, no burst damage on hand. They could maybe find some punishment here. We'll just see if they find the angle. They do have a good ward. Ninja Boogie does take it out, but that gives them a general idea as to where everyone's at.
Where do they go, though? And through the dire jungle is seemingly the path here that Execration intend to take. Mid one, he'd be a great target if they could get him, but he's got Ninja Boogie around to help him out just in case. And a big group up here from SMG means it's probably not going to be an easy fight for Execration. In fact, there might be a counter smoke to come. Execration, they'll find nothing.
Really good scan out coming out from SMG right as they enter that ramp area on that upper jungle. So they managed to dodge out a gank. Execration just basically leaves that smoke for nothing. They don't even regain vision. So it's not the best feeling in the world for them. 3k lead for SMG is pretty good. It's not the widest at this point. And the more important part is all the towers they've taken. They've cleared out mid. They've put bot under constant pressure. We've got to see Execration maybe take a tier 2 tower if they want to think about Roshan, right? Like, you take a tier 2, you take Outpost. Roshan's a much easier path for your lineup. You can clear it pretty fast with your Tiny. You just need to control the map, and they're not finding that opportunity. We're seeing the clump up top here, Mike. They will have Exorcism up in 10 seconds, so they could try to force a fight into a push.
Raging, he's around. Gyrocopter wouldn't be too bad of a kill here. They're not going to see him yet, but he does go underneath the observer ward now, so they know he's around there somewhere. Execration, they'll try to force the fight underneath their own vision, and in they go. Tino, he's out with the spear. It's a great target. Ninja on the bane, though. No, the Nightmare does save his life, and he will survive a little bit longer. They finally take him out, but what's it going to cost? Execration have already lost 2. They do at least get the top tier 2 tower, but Palos has been caught out now. Mid 1 and Raging find him, and they take him down. I don't know about these trades, John. Execration, I think they're giving a bit too much away here to SMG.
They definitely are. They're forcing these fights really hard. Their DP doesn't have any way of saving, nothing like the Yules to just stay alive a little bit longer to try to use that exorcism. And Widow's kills, SMG goes certain rush themselves. They lose their tier 2, but it doesn't matter when you find big kills. So first Aegis will go their way. You're gonna have some issues now in killing off Moon, killing off mid one. The Tiny is still keeping up in farm, but the gap between Moon and Palos is getting a lot bigger than you'd want it to be. Like, the progression has stalled out because of all the deaths Palos has had, and SMG is just maintaining this momentum they've had from the laning phase. They're using their early burst damage really well, and the side of Execration have just been really trying to force some fights, but not finding the targets they want. They have to really take care of Afu first. All of that sustain, all of the spell amp coming out from the IO with this lineup is doing too much work, especially on Leshrac. But he's just being so well protected. Afu's position has been really good in all the fights where it matters. And it's just double time effort for Bob and Tino to try to catch that backline.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Bot lane, I mean, never mind that. Oh, Fiend's Grip is there. Ninja Boogie, he was very patient with that, and immediately, as he sees the Tiny, he moves in with the Fiend's Grip. Palos, he could still survive this, but it doesn't seem likely. He has nothing like a BKB to protect him. Ninja Boogie, he might die, but this will be well worth it for his life. Finding that position 1 Tiny once again. That's really quite a nice play from the Bane now, as SMG moving up towards the top side are even going to find Shanks, it seems, as the Split Earth is going to land, and they'll find another. Afu to take that one. And just all across the map, this Leshrac IO, it's just been so impactful.
Yeah, they've done a lot of work. Just getting the rotations off. Again, reminiscent of what Talon was doing, finding just one hero out with a support, immediately rotating in after the stun's committed and just killing them off. There's nothing to protect here on Execration, even if he had a +1 on Palos. There's not much a DP or a Hoodwink can really do to help you out. So SMG is just realizing what way they have to play. Maybe going back to that point from Mid One himself. He said they needed, you know, people to guide him through that jungle where everyone is acting like a bunch, just monkey Dota. And they've got 2 guides now with Raging and Ninja Boogie. So, you know, it's working out for them so far up against Execration. Execration, I think, are getting a bit hasty though, Mike. They've got to reel it in. They've got to play a little bit safer. Just wait for the farm to come in and have faith in Tiny.
Easiest kill of his life, Mid One just taking out Vincenzo. All that right-click damage he does have, and SMG, I mean, they're confident, John. They've got that Aegis up for another 3 minutes here on Moon. They're going to go high ground. Top tier 3 tower is under siege now. They will try to delay this as much as possible, but Moon doing so much damage. Tino's going to make the jump in, but where's your follow-up? It's not there. Tino now the one in trouble, and he is going to drop. He's got buyback, but he doesn't really want to commit it like this. Oh, Bob? Bob, that's a very risky play out from the puck. He'll orb away. Mid one gets the silence off though. He was just within range, and that might mean the puck to drop. The Yules is there. Moon, he will make sure he can't blink away. The orb is out. Still trying to juke out Bob.
Ooh.
He's actually blinked towards the south. Somehow he's made it. He has made it out. At least for now, but Ninja Boogie's making his way from the east to try and catch him out on this Bane. He's got the Aether Lens Keen Optic, but he's not going to make it. Bob, he made it out, John. He didn't quite get the creep wave, but he has made it back to the fountain.
He's doing the best he can. They just need to stall. They managed to stall for that respawn on Tino. So they've got Arena. The tower falls, but they could try to force a fight now.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
How silly is this shot? It's just so silly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top
Rocket
barracks
fire,
No
a
damn
missile
sense.
firing rockets. Yeah, it's, I don't know. Where does it store the additional missiles in that
top
rocket, you know?
barracks has fallen.
Like there's propellant, there's the rocket engine itself, there's the payload. There's no room for more rockets. It doesn't make sense.
The funniest part is as well, they were using that nightmare to set up earlier for the homing missile job, but the homing missile now wakes them up from the nightmare thanks to those rockets. So, well, there you go. A little bit, you know, counterproductive, but it's still working out very well for SMG. Is now Vincenzo going to have to cop it once again. Tier 3 mid tower under siege as SMG just still have no fears with that Aegis up. Palos maybe looking for a bit of a toss back, but the silence is there now, so he cannot follow up on the avalanche. Still Tino? No, he's going to miss the arena. Bit off the mark. At the very least, they do save their second lane of barracks, but it does feel like SMG were about to leave anyway.
And they managed to get good timing there in SMG to back off. They still have a little bit of time in that Aegis. It is about to expire. Good reset though for Moon to have more mana. Just need to be a bit cautious. Palos has the BKB to protect himself. As long as Ninja Bogey's around, that shouldn't be an issue, but if he finds a good angle, this could open up the game for Execration.
Palos dusted up, Raging, getting a little bit excited, I think, that the cooldown is there. Are they really going to go for this dive? Moon's blinked in. He is going all the way with the BKB up at Palos. He's got his own BKB this time. He will not die to the Leshrac, but they have forced out a BKB usage from this Tiny. And now, maybe they can just go after this mid-Rax once again, as I don't think Execration can actually fight this. Hell, could you go for Mega Creeps? Maybe they could, but Bob, he'll be moving in with the Dream Coil, trying to go after Moon with the Nightmare. Is there on the Tiny. Meanwhile, Tino does not land a spear. Moon has killed off Vincenzo. Onto Palos they go. And without that magic immunity, there is no chance of survival and no buyback either. As Ninja Boogie is somehow still alive and they get Bob. Well, not yet. Bob hanging on by a thread. Somehow still duking out. Here we go again. Bob with the great escape. Mid one. Which way do you blink, sir? Oh, that's a nice blink out from mid one. Very nice indeed. Tips out from Ninja Boogie, and it's on to get the Megas.
Nothing to stop them now. You know, all the spells have been expended. For Execration, I mean, they tried to hold out for Palos to get big. He's just not big enough. He's severely behind the Lesh. He's severely behind even the Quap. And called the GG. SMG, I mean, they play as we expect SMG to. You know, this is the aggression that we were looking for from them, especially from this regional finals. Looks like with Ninja Bogey on hand, they've managed to get the groove back into things as well. And it's good to see. Now, this is, as Mid One said, this is really like monkeys running around. It's just constant aggression. You know, it's like they're in the jungle. They see one scrap, one banana, they're all on top of it, trying to rip it apart. And it's just fun. It's fun to see SMG off-lane gyrocopter, Mike. Maybe you see that in your pubs now.
No, don't try it in your pubs. Listen, these are professionals. Do not try this in your pub. Please, for the love of God. I mean, it is pretty good, though, with those shards of the gyro. It's kind of stupid how much damage you can deal. Still, we are going to head to a short break. And, of course, right after that break, we'll be back with our beautiful panel to discuss what happened in this game number 1.